How is everybody? It's Monday night. It's the Late Night Agenda. I'm your host Craig. You're very welcome to the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. Guys, look, it's the night before one of the biggest games of the season so far for Liverpool Football Club. Napoli visit Anfield in a must-win game for the Reds in the Champions League. And it's not just a must-win game, it goes a little bit further than that. It's a little bit complicated. We either have to win this game 1-0 or by 2 clear goals. And then look, if Red Star win, it gets even more fucking complicated than that. But look, we won't worry about that. We'll worry about what Liverpool can do, and all we can do is sort that result out tomorrow night. Go to Anfield, get the result, win by 2 clear goals. I'd like to win 3 or 4-0, but look, I'm an optimist. Lots of people in the chat already. Imran, the Revanite, Dylan, Evan, Scotty, Connor. How are we? Brian, Ferno, Louis, Paul, lots and lots of people. Mine, how are we all indeed? Great to have you all with me tonight. I'm sure you're very much looking forward to the game tomorrow. I know I am. Lots of news for us to get through today. Joe Gomez till 2024. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about team selection. We'll talk about what Jurgen Klopp had to say about Napoli. We'll talk about Carlo Ancelotti. There's probably a load more as well. I have a big long list of stuff here that we can go through in tonight's stream. But look, it all boils down to tomorrow. Whatever we say, all roads lead to Anfield. All roads lead to that game tomorrow against Napoli in what is another massive week for Liverpool Football Club. A week that ends in us playing Manchester United at home and will hopefully end in Liverpool remaining top of the Premier League. So how are we all this evening? Great to see so many people in so early. We'll smash it, no problem, said Jamie. Good evening from Philadelphia, says mine. How are you? The city of brotherly love. Great to have you with us. Thank you for joining. Connor said, just win it with a clean sheet sorted. There's no way, Connor, Mr. Crosby. There is no fucking way that my heart will take us going through that game and winning 1-0. It's got to be a 3-0 half-time lead at least to put me in any type of ease. It's got to be a good game. Napoli are going to come to play. They're not going to sit back. They're going to come and try and play on the front foot. Fuck Napoli, no Pirlo, no party, said Stephen Richards. Louis said, new contract FC it is then. How brilliant is that though, to see the club sign up all, I won't say all our best players, but you know, it is pretty much all our best players, but you don't want to belittle the other players. But look, Mo Salah, new deal. Firmino, new deal. Mane, new deal. Robbo, I think, new deal. Joe Gomez, new deal. Van Dijk only came in. Alisson came in. Trent Alexander-Arnold, no doubt as well. So there's lots and lots and lots of good news coming out of Liverpool. I wonder, was this timed? I wonder, was this to put everybody in a good mood before the game tomorrow? I like to give the club credit on these things. It's brilliant news. Absolutely fantastic. Joe Gomez, a Red for another 5.5 years at least. Congratulations to him on signing a new well-deserved deal. Congratulations to the club for getting it done. Jurgen Klopp had a few things to say as you'd expect on this deal. I'll read you out some of the quotes now. He said, since I've been in, his development is incredible, to be honest. It was only a bit delayed because he was injured for England under-21s when I came in with a really serious injury. It took a while until he was back. Then, as it always is, especially with young players, you need a bit of time to find your natural strength and football skills. Last year it was already brilliant, and this year he's been outstanding. I'm pretty sure the future's bright from this injury is pretty much useless at the moment. I don't know what that means. But when it's not broken anymore, he'll be fine again. That's the cool part of it. He needs a bit more patience, but everything will be fine. He can go again. I'm really happy he made that decision. It's brilliant, but also for us, I think it's brilliant for him. It's also brilliant for the club. He loves the group. He loves the environment. He loves living here and all that stuff. So it's a smart decision for him and for us. And it's fucking brilliant news. Liverpool fans that I've seen all over social media today, delighted with the news that Joe Gomez is a Red until at least 2024. So look at that now. Long term, that back five. Joe Gomez there. Virgil van Dijk there. Robbo there. Trent there. Alisson Becker there. What a fucking back five. All here for at least, 4 or 5 years. Absolutely quality. Gomez the new hippie, said Stephen Richards. Virgil the new Hansen. Look at this. Look at this. That's some mighty fucking compliments. Hope Napoli lubed himself up. It's going to be a spanking tomorrow, said Alpha G. Craig, who will score for us tomorrow, said Scotty. Mo, mate. I'm telling you, Mo is scoring. My money's been on Mo anyway to score tomorrow. Imagine being 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go. Good Jesus Christ, said Brian. I don't know how I'll be on the... I don't even think I'll be able to speak. If we're on a watch along tomorrow and it's 1-0 with 5 minutes to go, I'm probably just going to be here going... Sorry for that, but it'll probably be something along those lines. That must have really been horrible to listen to, by the way. I sincerely apologise for that one. Hope Napoli loop themselves up, as we said already. Lots of loop questions tonight. VVD and Gomez will rule Merseyside for the next 6 or 7 years, said Brian. Win tomorrow and we can leave the Champions League for a few months and concentrate on the Premiership. Well, that's it. We get through tomorrow, we get that done. I think it's February. Is it February or March before the Champions League comes back? So, plenty of time to concentrate in the Premier League. Got the FA Cup tie, of course, in early January against Wolves. My brother lives in Spain and it was in the papers there. I don't know what that's regarding, Jamie. I'll go back and see what your comment was. Can't see it anywhere. Hi Craig, hope you're well, my friend. Keep up the great work, love your show, said Mike. Mike, thank you very much, mate. That's really kind of you and it means a lot to me and to Connor as well. Great to see us tying down players. I love the positive atmosphere and buzz around the club. These days are brilliant, said Charlene. It is, Charlene. It's fucking great to see Liverpool tying players down. It's exactly what we want to see. How are you, my friend, said Amir. I am absolutely fine, mate. I'm having a good day today, thank you. Yeah, Lucas has tonsillitis again, so another trip to the doctors for him. Another antibiotic. But, you know, he's taking it like a champ. 3-goal leader, I'm shitting it, said Brian. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I want us to go out there and tear them a new one. Because, let's be honest, 1-0, 2-0. Normally a 2-0 lead, you've got some modicum of comfort. But we don't. 2-0 means 1 goal and we're fucked. So we've got to go out there tomorrow and just go at them. We just have to. That's the way. I can't see us sitting back and trying to win this 1-0. We have got to go at them. It's not the back five, it's going to be the famous five, said Stephen. That'll do, mate. Famous five will do just nicely. Suso to LFC in January seems to be getting thrown around the press room or mill again. Not sure there's too much in it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd rather pass, Evan, if I'm being honest. I think I won't say he's too lightweight for the Premier League, because that's a little bit too easy to say. I just think he's not going to fit in the Premier League. Spain or Italy, for me, he could come in, prove me completely wrong. If he was to come back to the Premier League, he always seemed more of a Spurs signing. So if Spurs were to lose Christian Eriksen, as an example, maybe Suso come in there, I wouldn't take him at Liverpool. I just think there's better out there, a lot better actually. He's doing okay at AC Milan. They like him over there. He seems to like being over there. I just wouldn't have him. Craig, you sound like you're having a shy. Oh, when I was doing that yoga a minute ago, I was wondering what the fuck you were talking about. Good evening, Craig. Good evening, Redman, said Randy. Craig, with Gomez having signed his new contract, with us needing a centre-back cover for next season, would Matthias de Ligt be a good signing for us? And if not, who? Well, all signs for de Ligt, Randy, point to him going to Barcelona. There was lots and lots of, well, I won't say rumours, I think it's a little bit more than rumours, that they're going to break the current world record for you, which is, of course, what we paid for Virgil van Dijk to bring Matthias de Ligt to Barcelona. So, pal, if that's the kind of money that we're talking, then there's no way Liverpool are going to go spend that much money to bring in somebody to play second fiddle to Joe Gomez, or to push Joe Gomez back down the rankings. So no, mate, I can't see that one happening. As for who, mate, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. It depends what type of level we're talking about. I mean, de Ligt is outstanding. I mean, I'm not trying to put the guy down. He would drop into any team in the world. He's that good. For his age to be at the level he's at, playing for his national side, obviously alongside the captain Virgil van Dijk, he's quality, but he's not 75 million. Not yet. Well, not for a team like us who could do with spending it elsewhere. I hope if Lovren is fit, can cope with the thoughts of Mertens or Insigne running at Matip. He's slow. It's good to have teams sit back and we don't attack because you can pick out a good pass. Well, he did train today. That's the good news. Dejan Lovren did train today, so it means that he will be available for selection for the manager tomorrow. Now, whether Klopp decides to play him or not, we'll have to wait and see. I sincerely hope he does. I think we need Dejan Lovren tomorrow night. Adam Jack said we should play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. My bet will be Genie to sign a new contract next, said Scotty. That's an interesting show, Scotty. It's an interesting show. I'm more interested to see what happens with Adam Lallana, Jordan Henderson, and to an extent James Milner in the summer. That's where I'm really interested to see. Craig, listen to the agenda at my birthday suit, though I didn't go balls out. Steve, man, you do you, buddy. You do you. I'm not going to judge. You can sit here. For all you know, I could be here bottomless. I could be just here in this Liverpool jersey with nothing on. I've pyjama bottoms on, so I'm not going to lie. I do have stuff on, but they're actually shitty pyjama bottoms as well. They're not even nice ones. Hey guys, Neverton was lucky, said Lars. Another penalty miss for Sigurdsson. Another one. I think that's 3 from 6, Lars, that he's missed this season. And they fucked up my bet. I had them down to win on my bet and they fucked it up. So there you go. Fuck Everton. Big up LFC tomorrow. Good night, you guys. Make us proud, said Mark. It's gonna be brilliant, Mark. I can nearly smell it already. It's gonna be one of those beautiful nights. It's gonna be full of nerves. It's gonna be full of anticipation. I have a feeling there's gonna be goals as well. I'm really interested to see how it goes. It's a mixture of excitement and shitting myself, if I'm being honest. Did you know what really annoys me about this game tomorrow is I don't want us to be in the fucking Europa League. We're either in the Champions League for me or just get out of Europe altogether. The thoughts of it not going our way and ending up in the Europa League is just, it's almost too much to fucking take. That's how bad it is. And so many Reds that I've spoken to on social media or friends of mine think the same way. It's just like at this like fuck the Europa League at this point. It's not back in the days where we were fighting to get into the top 4 and you used to maybe use the Europa League as a possible pathway to win it and get into the Champions League. At this point the Reds are going to be in the Champions League next season, so Champions League or out would be my preference, but it's not going to happen because we're going through. We're going to beat Napoli tomorrow. Going to beat them 4-1. That's my prediction. Craig, what do you think of is it Grossa for Brighton for 15 million? Neil, how much of Brighton do you honestly think I've watched, buddy? I could lie to you and say, oh yeah, he's alright, he's not too bad, but hand on heart, mate, I haven't watched any of them. I'm very Liverpool centric when it comes to the Premier League, and the only time I really watch other things is if I have money on them and I'm watching for betting purposes. A clean sheet is a must, said Anthony Peters. Bit of an update actually on the YouTube situation, guys. I was in contact with them again on Twitter today, and I'm being fobbed off left, right and centre. I mean, I'm absolutely just getting mugged off by YouTube at this point. Saying to them, look, can you put us in contact with somebody? This is what's happening. Oh yeah, we've put it to our team. They're reevaluating it. Got back to them today. Said, look, any joy on that? Can you let us know what's happening? Is there an email address or a live chat or a phone number or anything that we could do to talk to somebody? The reply we got from YouTube was, oh no, you can't talk to anybody because you're not part of, what the fuck group do they call this? The creators group or whatever the fuck it's called, which basically means the monetized group. So my answer was, yes, of course, we're not part of that group because you keep refusing us because you say we're duplicating content, which we're not. We want to point out that we believe there's a problem with your algorithm and that we think, we know why we're being refused. Is there any way we can talk to somebody? Nothing again. So I messaged them back again saying, look guys, it's feeling like you're being purposely elusive at this point. Is there any way we can contact somebody? Surely there's a department, a phone number, an email address that we can contact somebody just to find out if we are doing something wrong, what that is and how we can solve it. Again, so far, nothing. Just to give you an example, this is 6 months. 6 months now, more probably, since we've been eligible for monetization on YouTube. So we've probably lost around between 1,800 and 2,000 so far in possible income, which is it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's so frustrating for Connor and myself. Then you launch a crowdfunding campaign to try and get the equipment that you would have been able to get if you had been monetized, and then you feel terrible doing that. You come on here and you're saying to people about this, and it's just like banging your head against the wall. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, and it's so frustrating because it's a simple thing. It's a 2-minute conversation and this is resolved. It's just madness. Sometimes you just feel like giving up. You just feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall, and they don't give a fuck. They honestly just don't seem to give a fuck whatsoever. Mo will definitely score against Napoli. It's a cert. Up the fucking red, said Charlene. Sergio Ramos would steal bread from the homeless. that's a bit of an odd thing to put in. We're not even talking about Ramos, but okay. He probably would as well. He'd probably give him a kick while he's doing it and say, what? Well, I didn't touch him. Didn't touch him. Craig, my ITK says Pulisic in January for the Reds. Well, Craig's been saying that for ages, Stephen. Although mine has been purely hopeful. No backtrack for me, or not backtrack. What's the phrase I'm looking for? No back channeling for me or no inside information. It was just guesswork. Would love Ericsson, said Ferno. Again, another one amazingly linked with Barcelona. His contract is running down at Spurs. I think he's into his last 18 months, so they're going to have to either let it run down and face losing a player that's worth, oh god, I don't even know what Ericsson's worth. Certainly north of 60 or 70 million probably. Loved seeing Barca fans say they want rid of Coutinho, said Connor. Such a shame, God bless him. Poor little Phil over there and his little dream move in Barcelona, £142 million, and the fans don't want him. If he had stayed here, as he was told, they'd have nearly built a fucking statue for him. But Phil knows best. If anyone is gone, bring flares, bring bags, bring hooters, bring foghorns, but don't bring any fucking Copperberg. Leave the Copperberg at home. How long is the new deal? The new deal's till 2024, Colin, so nice long deal for Joe Gomez. 5.5 years left. Beautiful stuff. Coutinho wants LFC return. He regrets moving. I don't think that's quite true. I think what actually happened is he liked a Mo Salah post about a hat-trick, or said something about Mo Salah's hat-trick. Excuse me. And people are putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 7. That's the truth of it. Do you think that Jurgen Klopp will take back a player that spent months trying to destabilise his camp, and spent months trying to force and engineer a move out, and spent months trying to say that the manager had done stuff, or that he'd fallen out with the manager, and that he got senior players to try and twist the manager's arm to let him go? I can't see it. I can't see Jurgen Klopp being forgiving enough to open that door for a player that, let's be honest, when he was here, as much as we all idolised him, as much as we knew he was class, many times we had conversations to say he's a bit of a luxury player in a Klopp system. He's not really the type of player you'd see Klopp buying if he was to bring in a player. So no, I never see a day that Coutinho comes back to Liverpool. What else we got? Matip was fine at the weekend, so Crosby red. He was absolutely fine. No issues with that at all. But Napoli are a fast team. I think they could turn him a bit too quickly. Just my humble opinion, and I'm just not a fan of Joel Matip. I don't mind him coming in and playing the odd game. He's a decent calibre of footballer, but for me, Lovren is infinitely better than Joel Matip. No one is going to buy Henderson considering his wages. He's not on that much money, Alpha G. He's not on 250 grand a week. Jordan Henderson is on a realistic wage. I actually have it listed somewhere here on my phone. Give me 2 seconds, I'll find you the list of the wages. I was only chatting to Connor about this the other day. Right, Jordan Henderson, where is he? Jordan Henderson is on 100 grand a week, so he's not on ridiculous money. 100 grand a week, that's very doable to anybody in the Premier League. Well, to any of the top clubs in the Premier League. Craig, you wearing your red top tomorrow? I am, Scotty. It's hanging in the wardrobe, ironed and ready to go for tomorrow's game. We could win the group if PSG loses and Liverpool win by 2 goals. Do you know what? In saying that, Nelson, I read I think it was James Pearce, said that if PSG lost and Liverpool won, regardless of the score, we'd win the group. Now that's something I read on the Echo or from James Pearce earlier on, so don't hold me to that. It's not my opinion. I put my hands up last night and said this confuses the shit out of me. I just want us to beat Napoli by 2 goals and go from there and see what happens. I've seen something that they invaded the pitch at full time tonight. Where was this, Charlene? At Everton? Because I don't think that was true. So the stadium was half empty by the time the whistle blew up. I'd buy Coutinho back and stick him in the reserves for the rest of his career. What a waste of money. What a waste of wages. I'm taking a half day from work, said October. Well in, my friend. Go home, get yourself sorted out, relax, get the kettle on. I don't know what time the day it'll be where you are, October, so you could get the wine in perhaps. Open a bottle of wine, let it breathe for a little while if it's red. I don't know, mate, just enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the game. We'll be on from about 7:30 tomorrow night, guys, for that watch along, so hope you can join us for it. I'm fucking pumped. It's gonna be a big week. The Manx on Sunday, Napoli tomorrow night. These are the type of games you want when you're a Liverpool fan, so enjoy them. Craig, don't forget the Cookie Monster onesie. That's a Christmas gift, Stephen, don't you worry. I will wear that if it fits, because I don't know if she got me the right size. That's important that it fits. If that Cookie Monster onesie fits, I promise you, you'll get a stream out of me in a Cookie Monster onesie. It'll haunt me for the rest of my fucking life, and it'll be used to point and poke fun at me, but I don't give a fuck. Leon President Jean-Michel Aulas, aka Johnny Cuntylocks, on the reason Nabil Fekir didn't join LFC. Personally, do not think it was the real reason, the knee injury. There you go. the thing about this that makes it so intriguing, Louis, is that none of us know. We all assume it was the knee injury. We all assume it was the way the knee was repaired, and that we tried to renegotiate. But the truth is, Aulas knows, Michael Edwards knows, and some people inside Liverpool know, but the rest of us are just guessing. October's bringing her kit into the office as well. No fucking about there in your office, October. I like it. Would love to be in the Europa League, best European competition, said Ferno. Fuck off. Ferno, stop, mate. Don't go on a wind up about that. We can't even talk about the Europa League. We're better than that, Ferno. You're better than that, pal. What formation would you play? Plus, what will Klopp play? I will probably 4, because I want to win that midfield battle and I want to have that bit of creativity. So I said yesterday, my team, the back 4 doesn't change, or the back 5. If Lovren 3 he plays, everyone else is the same. Midfield, I'd like to see Henderson, Fabinho and Naby Keita ahead of them. And then I would like, well, now to be fair, if I'm going 4-2-3-1, do I want Keita on the left? No, I probably want Shaqiri. If I'm playing 4-2-3-1, then I'm probably playing Shaqiri on the left, Firmino behind and Mane on the right, and play Salah through the centre. But I don't have a fucking clue what way we're going to go. You could easily see Gini Wijnaldum drop in there as well. And Milner, you can make a case for any of the midfielders at this point. If we're in the Europa League, it's a good excuse for rotation. It is, but it's also shitty Thursday, Sunday football, and that doesn't do you any favours, particularly if teams are winning on a Saturday, mate. If Man City are winning on Saturday and we're already under pressure to go and have to win on a Sunday, and then we're doing long flights back from Ballygo who knows where on a Thursday, it's not great. So you don't want to be in the Europa League. You want to be playing Saturdays. You want to be putting the pressure on City, not having the pressure put on us. We need to win tomorrow. Lose and we're in the Europa League. Simple as that, said Christopher. Napoli scored 4 at the weekend. This match will be fiery and crazy. It will be. It'll be a really interesting game of football tomorrow. And I'm predicting goals, but I'm predicting 4-1 to us. I'd rather be in the Europa League than not be in it, though. At least our youngsters such as Camacho, Jones and Brewster will play. Mate, I'm honest to God, I understand where you're coming from and I respect your opinion, but for me, I'd just rather be out of it altogether. I'd rather be in the Champions League, Jesus, don't get me wrong, but the thoughts of playing Thursday, Sunday and playing catch-up every week is just not appealing to me. I'm going to drop the Ko-fi link into the chat, guys. So again, if anybody wants to help us out with the equipment, the link is in there. Click on it. It's worked in cans of Diet Chav, €3 a can, 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever way you want to work it. It's there. If you can help us out, do. If not, don't worry about it. I know it's coming up to Christmas. Jesus, I know what it's like in my house anyway. Going through, looking at the bills, looking at the bank account and going, oh no. Credit card. God bless the credit card this time of the year. What else have we got? I'll do what I always do in the Champions League. Take my kids and wife to the basement and lock the door. Now, Lars, play nice. I hope you at least leave them popcorn and a bucket. Are you going on the United stand on Thursday? I don't know. I think so. I haven't heard anything else from Mark to say otherwise, so I believe so. But look, I don't know. Is the honest answer, Adam? The plan is that I go on Thursday and that Mark comes on the air show on Monday or Tuesday. It's a little bit up in the air, but I think that's the plan. Everton fans buzzing off a scraped draw. Yeah. Keeps them what? Well, like 10 points behind us now. Even more, actually. It's more than 10, is it? No, it's more than 10. They're 14 points or something behind us. I think they're 10 points off the Champions League places, which is... They considered Everton yesterday. I had a good chuckle when somebody said that Everton were considering Chelsea their Champions League rivals and moaning that they beat Manchester City, and it just made me laugh. I really hope we win tomorrow. Don't want to be in the fucking Europa League, said Louis. Maybe Aulas is ahead of the YouTube monetization department. He could be. He could be, Alpha G. That's a good show. Maybe old Johnny Cuntylocks is in there wrapped up with YouTube. Connor was saying to me, do you know what we need to do, Craig? Do you know what we need to do? We need to get on a fucking flight and go over there and video ourselves going into the offices and trying to get this sorted. So Connor's not taking this line down either. Phantom Cross said, well, Craig, sorry to put you on the spot. Score prediction 4-1, mate. I'm going 4-1 to the Reds tomorrow. 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. Boom. That's the way I'm predicting it. We got 3-0 up, they pull one back, they push and push and push to try and get the second. We catch them on the counter. 4-1, epic scenes. Ole, 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 ale, ale, ale. Fucking everything is going to be happening tomorrow. There'll be jerseys, flags, scarves, banners, pyros, cold night air, floodlights, pints, everything. It's going to be brilliant. Good reports coming about Yanni Hoover at the moment. Let's hope he kicks on and stays long term. Oh, that's the young kid we signed from Ajax, isn't it? He was very highly thought of when he came in anyway. Can't have to say I haven't followed him much, so. Connor said, don't diss the Europa League. Who doesn't love an away trip to Belarus? Everybody. 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 DT thinks Arsenal will buy Dembele. Good man. Good man. Of course they will. Of course they will. They couldn't afford to buy Torreira in one go. They had to pay it on the lump. Even though he had a buyout clause. They paid more than they could have bought him for. They had to pay more than his buyout clause because they couldn't afford to do it in one go. But he thinks they're going to buy Dembele. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. Crosby Red said, great line from the Anfield Rap today. Pep Guardiola looks like he got a present from his nan with no receipt. I don't know what to say. Fuck Pep Guardiola. Craig, I've seen an article the VVD said he's tipping Andy Robbo to be the future Reds captain. Thoughts? Andy Robbo is Scottish captain already. He's definitely leadership material. Whether that's for Liverpool, Scotland, whatever. I mean, yes, for me he's a leader. Where he leads is, you know, it's not up to me to say, but he has it in him definitely. He's a man that certainly leads by example. Europa League is the place where the banter clubs go, said Liverpool legend. Do you think Sturridge will play tomorrow? What's your prediction score-wise? Said you gamer. Do you know, mate, I haven't really thought too much about Danny Sturridge. I wouldn't blink if he played tomorrow because Daniel Sturridge knows where the fucking net is. That's one thing we can be sure of. Prediction 4-1. As I was saying, you probably heard that. You probably put this in before I answered that. But I don't expect him to start, but I wouldn't mind if he did because I still think Daniel Sturridge is quality. He didn't have his best game recently against Burnley. The first half he was shocking, but I still say to this day, if that ball drops to somebody in the box with 5 minutes to go, Daniel Sturridge is pretty much near the top of my list for people who I'd back to put it away. Liverpool must continue the Champions League and fight in the Premier League together to put pressure. Or what's this? The pressure is for champions. Mate, you're right. We got to fucking go and try and win this. Got to win tomorrow, and we got to believe we can win the fucking Premier League as well. Craig, can I get a wrench for this stream? Nelson, we've decided to stop giving out spanners for the time being, mate, because we're having problems with people that have them already. Some people are just clipping people, taking them out, blocking their chat for no reason. So we said until the new year, mate, we're going to put a bit of a halt on it for the time being. Now, that's not to say that we don't love you, pal, because we do, and you're always in here, and we respect you, and we love having you here. So please don't take this as a slight against you. You're not the first person we've unfortunately had to say no to, buddy, but remind me in the new year. I promise you I'll look after you. I know you're a regular here, pal, and we love having you. So please don't take this as us being rude or anything. Rafael Camacho is my brother's friend, or my friend's brother, which is class. Tell him he's fucking brilliant. Agree with Craig, Europa League isn't worth the risk. To be fair, if we lose, we're all getting away games. Can't beat Napoli at home. We don't deserve to go through. Do you know what, Neil? You're dead on, mate. You're absolutely spot on. The fact that we've lost 3 games in this Champions League group and that we're still in with a shout of going through is almost a minor miracle. And you're absolutely right. If we do not win this game by 2 goals tomorrow or 1-0, we don't deserve to be there. We can't say we were fucking hard done by. It's our own fault. Without a shadow of a doubt. The late goal that we conceded in Napoli, the fucking shambles of a performance away to Red Star Belgrade, the slow start against PSG away, all our own fault. So we've nothing to moan about. If we don't get through tomorrow, you just have to fucking bite your lip and get on with it. But we will, so don't worry about it, because the Reds are fucking awesome. Europa League's a death sentence, said Brian. If we drop to the Europa, I'd throw it personally, said October. As would I. I mean, I really fucking would. I mean, what's the point of it? If we win it, whoop-de-fucking do. We're still going to be in the Champions League anyway. A European trophy is great, yeah, but a Premier League trophy is fucking delicious. And that's what we want. We've all got that little bit of a taste for the Premier League this season, so fuck the Europa League. Europa League is like the Champions League's baby brother. And we're going to have the fucking Europa League Light as well, coming from 2021 or something. They're going to have another Europa League, like a Europa League 2. So it's only going to get worse. Connor said we're planning a video for a little trip over to... Is it California? Is that where YouTube is? I'm sure they have an office in Dublin though, Connor, don't they? I'm sure YouTube have an office somewhere in Dublin. Every other big company has an office in Dublin. YouTube have to have one. Hard enough to predict their formation, let alone the 11, said Brian. Liverpool legend has gone with Alisson, Robbo, Gomez, Van Dijk, Trent. Who else we got? Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Keita, and then the front three could switch Wijnaldum for Millie. AS Empire said if we win the Champions League and the Premier League, this Liverpool will be one of the best league teams ever. I'm going to read that again because it sounds so fucking sexy. If we win the Champions League and the Premiership, I'm not going to lie, I'm nearly have a semi reading that out. I'm telling the truth. This Liverpool team will be one of the best Premier Leagues, or the best teams ever. The double, man, imagine that. Fuck me. That would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful. There would be just tears. I'd be crying, happy. And I don't cry. I'm not a very... I'm an emotional person in that sense. Like in the sense that I scream and shout. But I don't cry very often. But you know what? I'd be on here in floods of tears. Craig, I think we should play 4-2-3-1, said Scotty. I'd like Norwich to be in the Europa League. I completely understand that. I'd understand why any club would want to be in European competition. And I'm being a spoiled brat by saying that Liverpool are too good for the Europa League and shouldn't be in it. I fully understand that. And I understand that there's a lot of clubs that would kill to be in European football, Everton being one of them. A YouTube atrium invasion by two lads. Two Irish fellas get shot dead in YouTube hall as they try and placard their way to monetization. I genuinely feel sorry for DT's wife and kids, said Alpha G. I don't know them, so I won't comment on his wife and children. It's definitely not. It's not fair for me to do so. Whatever I say about that man is one thing, but I will not speak about his wife and children because they're absolutely innocent bystanders in his stupidity. Can't wait for Hoover to start so Liverpool can just got my dick stuck in the Hoover joke. Fair enough. You love sticking an old dick in something, mate, don't you? Whether it be a toaster, a Divock Origi, a Hoover. I mean, mate, I don't know what to say to you. Just be careful, I suppose, is all I can say to you. Gareth Phillips said, I think Jordan Henderson will leave Liverpool at the end of the season and do with Kevin Sheedy and sign for the mighty Everton. The mighty Everton. The mighty Everton, said Gareth. Still think Champions League is a done deal, Gareth, or it's possible? I think it's 10 points at this junction. Wasn't a great performance tonight, mate. Whatever about Sigurdsson missing the penalty, it just wasn't a great performance all around. We need to make a song for Trent and Joe Gomez, said Tom Jones. Mate, you're called Tom Jones. I mean, surely you have an old song in you. I'm sure you've heard that a million times, but come on. If any of us is going to write a song here, buddy, you're the man with the name. Hope we smash United and be the reason that Jose Mourinho gets the sack. The Anfield rapper on about Pep's coat and school jumpers that he wear. Yeah, he does wear some weird stuff, to be fair. Has Ancelotti ever won a game at Anfield managing a team? He won the league here with Chelsea. So I don't know if he won that game where he won the league, but he did win the league here. Did he win the game though? I don't know is the honest answer. Craig, you should go on the United stand on Sunday to watch the demolition. I want to do it on my own channel. Why would I want to give away all those views and go on the United stand on Sunday when I could be on my own channel and go on, well, I'll hopefully be on there on Thursday, but I'd rather be on my own channel with Reds than on the United stand getting abused by Manx. Okay, what else? There's a few things I wanted to go through actually on tonight's stream just to make sure I don't miss them before tomorrow's game. Oh yeah, Klopp also shared his thoughts on the game tomorrow with his press conference today. He wasn't giving too much away. He said we have a chance and we'll give everything to try and use that chance to get through. We will make tactical changes and we'll try and create an atmosphere that's special. So he's basically calling on the Kop to do their thing tomorrow, to show up, to get there early, to get the place rocking. I've no doubt they will. European nights at Anfield are something special. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this game. I might even start streaming a few minutes early just to let the atmosphere build up for me as well. On Liverpool wanting to right the previous wrongs in the group, Klopp said that's how we see it. We knew after the Napoli game that was not good enough to get something there. Belgrade was not better. Paris was absolutely okay for an away game in the Champions League. That can happen. We gave away a proper game and we lost it. So at home we're good. We have to be even better tomorrow night. I told the boys I really think if nothing special happens with referees' decisions, we get tomorrow night what we deserve. With regards to an update on the players available for tomorrow's game, Klopp confirmed that Sadio Mane is good, ready to go, and that Dejan Lovren trained today and he'll be assessed ahead of the game tomorrow. So that's pretty much all I have from Klopp's press conference today. Another few bits and pieces as well to go through as the stream goes on. A few little bits of Liverpool news, a few transfer rumours as well. But look, I'll go back into the chat for a few minutes and get through as many of your comments as I can. Apologies for putting my question in 2 times. Don't you worry about it, buddy. Happens. Craig, you should go on the United stand. I've done that one. Where are we? Come on, come on, come on. How does my chat, I swear someone's fucking up my chat here. 1 minute it just looks like there's no more questions, and then all of a sudden 100 questions appear, or 100 comments. A lot of us are going for a 4-1 prediction, says Charlene. We're so confident, it's class. Sturridge to come on in 70 minutes after goals from Mo, Mane, Shaqiri and Bobby, said Crosby Red. Are you going to the game tomorrow, Crosby Red? I meant to ask you that earlier on. Evening everyone, 24 hours to lift off. Let's have it, said Steve. 24 hours indeed, mate. Well, look, this time 24 hours, I suppose we'll know. We'll be on the post-match show at this point. Which there will be, by the way, tomorrow. So what's going to happen, it's a Champions League game. So I'll come on, I'll do the watch-along. We'll finish up and then I'll come back on 10 minutes later and we'll do a post-match show for 30 or 40 minutes before we finish up. So there won't be a late night agenda as such tomorrow, but we will be on at 10 o'clock and probably go through till close to 11 or something like that. Europa League is the European Worthington Cup, said Stephen Richards. There was another mad name for a cup in England I say a few years back. I'm going quite a few years back. The Zenith Data Systems Cup. Am I right about that, or have I got that name wrong? I'm sure I remember something being called the Zenith Data Systems Cup at some point, or something along those lines anyway. To think about, we beat PSG at home, we got beat away, it could happen tomorrow. We always belong in the Champions League, we are Liverpool and we have a lifelong ticket to the Champions League, said Lars. Andre said Dembele is same type of player as Coutinho, just a different position. Ghetto players. I love that phrase, ghetto players. Ricky said, alright Craig, haven't been on in a while, busy working, but tomorrow after the game I'm predicting a Reds win 3-0. That'll do very nicely, Ricky. 3-0 would be grand, yeah. That would give us a little bit of wiggle room for the last few minutes, wouldn't be so nervous. I hope you enjoy the game, pal. Great to have you on. Glad you hear you got a bit of time off work as well for the game, which is always lovely to hear. October's taking a half day. Anybody else pulling a sickie? Anything like that? Any interesting stories or excuses as to why nobody's going to work tomorrow? Thoughts on Aulas' quotes on Fekir to Liverpool and why he pulled out? Fair enough, mate. I don't believe anything that prick said, in all honesty. He likes to run his mouth. He likes to keep his players in the headlines. He's a tough negotiator, I'll say that for Mr. Aulas, but he's going to say what works best for his club. We're going to say nothing or whatever works best for our club, and the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle, if I'm being honest. It is what it is. The only important thing here is, does Fekir sign or does he not? Everything in between or everything around that is just conjecture, guessing, shouting. We'll just have to wait and see. If he does the Melwood lean, then we'll know. Although he was pretty fucking close to leaning in the summer. I mean, he nearly had one arm on the wall. That's how close he was. Would love us to play in the Europa League against the 5th place team from Liechtenstein, said Andre. In 2021, Fulham will be in the European competition, said Phantom Cross. That new competition just sounds like an absolute money grab that nobody's going to give a fuck about. City are awesome and they're not United, said Gareth Phillips. Don't know what that means. City are awesome and they're not United. That's gone over my head, Gareth. Ferno said Alisson, Robbo, VVD, Lovren, Trent, Keita, Fabinho, Shaqiri, Mane, Firmino and Salah for tomorrow night. That's a pretty good team as well, mate. Not many arguments there. Yeah, that'll do fine. Koulibaly or Pulisic in January, said Shay KG. Pulisic every day of the week, because we don't need a centre back as badly as we need a 10 or a wide forward. Koulibaly heavily linked to Manchester United as well, by the way. We know they need a centre back, and the money that being quoted is crazy. We're talking almost 100 million quid. Like, Craig, what's the player you felt most disappointed when he left Liverpool? Oh, so easy. Well, no, it's not really easy. At the time, there was two. One was Robbie Fowler, because he's my favourite Liverpool player ever. But recently, it's Suarez. Without a shadow of a doubt, I was gutted when Suarez left. Absolutely gutted. When Leeds get promoted, they're going to be pushing for the top four. Leeds are everyone's third team. They really aren't, Gareth, mate. A lot of people fucking detest Leeds. A lot of people don't like Leeds. Particularly United fans, of course. But other than that, there's a lot of people that aren't fans of Leeds. Crosby Red said, sod it, let's get this rebel. Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup. That should shut up the Klopp never wins anything brigade. Look, I said I had a semi at thoughts of a double. So you don't want me to start talking about trebles. I might have to clean the screen here or something if we're talking trebles. Red Tick Game said, what scoreline will Liverpool go through tomorrow? 4-1 for me, pal. But of course I want to hear everybody else's predictions. So we've had a few 4-1s, a couple of 3-0s. I think Connor went with a 1-0, which my heart couldn't handle. Steve Lyne said 1-0 or by 2 clear goals. I think he's just explaining what we need to go through. Christopher's team for tomorrow: Alisson, Milner or Trent, Lovren, VVD, Robbo, Henderson, Fabinho or Milner, Mane, Firmino, Shaqiri and Salah. It's we're pretty much all in and around the same things. The only little tweaks that we seem to be having here are in and around the midfield, whether it's Matip or Lovren, and there's not really much else really. I think we're all pretty much along the same lines. Yeah, I hate when they talk about Manx 99, 2007, Arsenal Invincibles. This City side is the best Premier League team, and we're not even on that list. It makes my blood boil. On that, Connor sent me something earlier on, just to show me kind of how tough it's going to be. Do you know, this time last year, we would have still been 4 points behind Manchester City if they were on the total that they were on this time last year after 16 games. So, if anything, they've weakened, because they're 4 points worse off, 5 points actually worse off than they were last year. So, it shows you what we're up against. This is our best ever start to the Premier League. And he had a table of where clubs have been after 16 games and who's been top. And for us to only be topped by 1 point when some teams have been topped by 11 points after 16 games, it shows you the calibre we're up against and how tough it's going to be. But imagine we were in this position now and City were where they were last year and we were still 4 points behind them. It would be tough to take. So the fact that we're at least one ahead it's good. It's good. It's better than being behind. Says the fucking obvious, like, but it is. I mean, it'd be really hard to take if we were 4 points behind after the start we've had. Cask Strength is going for 4-1. Connor said, I never said 1-0. I said any win with a clean sheet puts us through. Nah, sorry, I'm saying you said 1-0. So, nah. Honestly, Torres broke me when I was a young lad when he was transferred, and that broke me. Connor's now changed his mind from 1-0 and he's gone for 3-0. He's changed his mind. We all know we said 1-0 earlier on. Craig, newsflash, Dick Turpin is dead. The last coach he held up was full of Leeds United fans. Christopher said, fuck it, 5-0, just go for it. Can you imagine that? Oh look, he's in the building. The Raptor's in the Jesus. Raptor, how the hell are you, sir? I had a little message from Raptor earlier on just to make sure he was still okay. I fucking hate Leeds. Stems from when I was at school and everybody supported them because they were winning stuff. It was a long time ago, said Raptor. It must have been, mate. It must have been a very, very long time ago. Ferno said, breaking shit news. Leon manager successfully convinced or how are we saying his name again? Uar against joining Liverpool 2 years ago. Good for him. Well done. Everton fans don't want to spoil Liverpool's party, but if we have to, yes, Gareth. Okay, mate. Can't beat Watford at home, but think you're going to beat Liverpool. Come on, man. Time to get back to realism. They have Koulibaly who has strength, but we've got Bobby to be on. We need Bobby to be on top form. Yeah, Koulibaly's a good defender, but we have Salah, who's well used to playing against Napoli. We have Firmino, we have Mane, we have Shaqiri, we have Keita. We have plenty of players who can cause them problems, as they have for us, because they're a very good team. But we're better. Let's be honest. I mean, put the cards on the table here. Be blunt about this. Liverpool, we're better than Napoli. It's that simple. In my heart of hearts, I honestly believe that we're a better side than Napoli. And that's just not me being Liverpool centric or just having red tinted glasses on. If we don't get through tomorrow, well, then we don't deserve to get through. But I honestly feel that this team is better than that Napoli team. I lost a bit of my soul when we lost Xabi Alonso. The guy's beard was the best, said Tom. 4-2. Salah 26 minutes, Merton 34, Bobby 58 minutes, Merton 60 again, and Salah in 88 minutes for Will. That's, I don't know, man, my heart couldn't take that. Jared, good night, mate. Thank you for joining. Or goodbye, I should say. I watched the Everton-Watford game before. Have you talked about it all? It was a fantastic game of football. I don't know what game you were watching, mate. For me, it was two bang-average sides playing bang-average football with awful refereeing. That's what I'd seen in that game. Sigurdsson missing a penalty. The referee giving Everton a blatantly offside goal. Not giving about 9 fouls for both sides. I'm not saying he was picking one over the other. And there was just some iffy decisions all around. And then basically Silva just said, let's put on every attacking player we have on the bench and hope for the best. And then they got a lovely free kick from Digne at the end. No argument there. Very good, well taken free kick. Ridiculous handball from a Watford defensive point of view. Man United versus Leeds is hatred on a different level, said Brian. Oh yes, Anthony said signed shirts can be got from Russell's Foundation. I seen that one earlier on, mate. Nice one for putting that in. If it goes 5-0 like in pre-season, we'll all be very fucking happy, said Charlene. Yeah, that was... Do you know what? That 5-0 game in pre-season, we had the most biased referee I think I've ever seen in a game of football. Liverpool were getting absolutely everything in that game. Everton is the equivalent of Christmas dinner leftovers. The day we saw Xabi Alonso was the darkest day of all, said Brian. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame the guy for wanting to go the way he was treated at the time. I mean, to be told that the manager wants to bring in Gareth fucking Barry and that you're going to be moved on, I mean, no, I don't blame him. But we all loved him. I have an extra special fondness for him because when he was younger, he was in Ireland as an exchange student for a while, and he played a bit of Gaelic, so he gotta love Xabi Alonso. I've no doubt he's probably fucking brilliant at that as well. Just a thank you as well, guys. Our streams have been getting really good numbers lately. It dropped down for a while, and it was just a bit of a lull in football in general, so they dropped down. But over the last week or so, they've flown back up, and we're getting better numbers than ever. So thank you to everyone that's joined. Thank you to all our new subscribers. You guys are kick-ass. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We've about 40 minutes left on tonight's stream. I've still got a few things to go through. A few notes that I took down from earlier on. A couple of things I thought you guys might find interesting. So on the Champions League, tomorrow's not just about Liverpool trying to qualify and get through to the last 16. I mean, there is that. But it's also massive from a financial perspective to the football club. So as an example, every win in the group stage is worth 2.36 million. I've taken this from the Echo, by the way. So again, I want to give credit where it's due for the article. Every win is worth £2.36 million, and that's up from 1.35 last year. So every win is an extra £1 million. Qualifying for the last 16 is worth an additional 8.3 million, and that's up from 5.4 million last year. So getting through tomorrow night will give us an extra 8.31 million plus 2.36 million for winning the game. That means that potentially just on the game that tomorrow night there's £10.67 million on that game for Liverpool tomorrow night. That is fucking massive. And to put it into context, last year when Liverpool got to the final, we earned about £72 million from the Champions League. So getting through tomorrow night and getting into those knockout stages and going as far as we can in the competition could be the difference between getting in another player in the summer or increasing the caliber of player that we can buy. So, you know, keep your fingers crossed, because the minimum it's going to be worth to us tomorrow is £10.67 million. It's a lot of dough. I'd love it if, what's this, we get Moreno on the score sheet. That would be funny. If you had the ability, which Napoli player would you remove from their squad tomorrow? Ooh, that's a tough question. The obvious answer is Insigne or Koulibaly. Probably Insigne. Dries Mertens is, look, people will say Mertens, but he's what, 33 years of age. And I don't think Maral Hamzik has the legs to last the full 90 anymore. So Insigne or Koulibaly is probably the answer. For me, anyway. I cried when Keegan went and rejoiced when Sir Kenny became the king, said Anthony. Yeah, God, when you think back to some of the signings that Liverpool made, like, I mean, you're talking about players leaving and other players coming in to replace them, and they were just getting it right time after time after time. Don't care who's goose up and down between champions in the Premier League. I think you meant to say goes up and down. It's about top four. Okay, there's a few more things. Craig, do you think that Coutinho betrayed Liverpool by insisting to leave to Barca? I don't want to say he betrayed Liverpool. I don't think that's the correct way of portraying it. He just followed what he wanted, and it's his career, and he's got every right to follow a path that he deems appropriate for his career. I might not like the way he went about it. I don't think many Reds like the way he went about it, but at the end of the day, it's Coutinho's career. He did what he thought was best for him. If that doesn't work out, then tough shit. It's his problem. He made the call. If it does work out, then fucking good for him. I believe he took a wage cut to go to Barcelona. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that was what we were told at the time. He was taking a wage cut to go there. And he was even, I think he funded part of the transfer himself or something along those lines. Something crazy like that. Took me days to process the Coutinho transfer to Barca. I was so pissed off, said Ferno. I was fuming over that transfer, mate. Absolutely fuming. But a lot of that fume was because we didn't have anybody lined up. I couldn't believe that the club were letting him go and we didn't have somebody to bring in. Now, it turns out that I was absolutely fucking wrong not to trust the manager's judgment, because look what happened us last season. We played the best football I've seen Liverpool play in many, many moons. We got to a Champions League final. We qualified for the Champions League again. You know, who am I to second guess the manager? But it did hurt when he left. It looked like we had no plan in place. But, you know, Klopp knows what he's doing. Klopp asked the players to step up. When Coutinho left, he asked them to raise their game, and each and every one of them, especially Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Mo Salah, did that last season. So, again, massive respect for the manager. It's always the same with the ref. I hate when the refs have one of our games, said John Hamilton. Fucking Premier League referees are awful. And I wasn't having a dig towards or at Everton there. I said it in my post on Twitter earlier on. For me, I moan when Liverpool win games. I moan when we lose games. I moan when I'm watching other games. Because the standard of refereeing in the Premier League is atrocious. It's fucking terrible. And look, there's always going to be some tough offside calls that people get right or wrong. That happens. I mean, you're talking marginal stuff. But when you see fouls that are blatant, handballs that are obvious, dives that haven't been given, stuff that you can see from watching it on the TV immediately, I'm not talking about in replays. It's crazy. Some of it, and I'm sick of listening to every excuse under the sun from referees' assistants or referees' bodies. They're just not good enough. It's that simple. There's better referees. And I like the idea of referees refereeing around Europe in different leagues to gain experience. And it makes sense. It makes sense to me. But look, who am I? I'm just some idiot sitting at home with his computer. Do you think the Napoli game is the biggest of the season? No, not by a long way, Samuel. Not by a long way. For me, every single Premier League game, for me, and just me, is bigger than that Napoli game tomorrow night, because I am obsessed with the Premier League. Would I like to win it? Damn right I would. But I would not swap tomorrow for dropping 3 points in the Premier League. No, just me personally. I am fucking obsessed with Liverpool trying to win the Premier League. Used to love Billy Bremner and Alan Clark, said Gareth Phillips. We'll never forgive the Torres. I was reading that Tories there, Crosby Red. Fucking hell. That's how much Sky News I've been watching. We'll never forgive Torres. Had to wake up my 6-year-old and tell him he'd left. He cried all the way to school. Oh, that must have been fucking awful. God almighty, that must have been a horrible conversation. King Salah for the Golden Boot. Hazard, Aubameyang, Aguero. None of them will catch him. I think isn't he joint top scorer at the minute? Is it with Aubameyang? I think it's Aubameyang. Anyway, he's joint top scorer in the Premier League at the minute. Tom's most when Raggy left, he was heartbroken when so was Connor. Connor was heartbroken when Ragnar Klavan left. Charlene said, I miss Shabby. He's gorgeous and always will be. Wasn't such a bad player and free kick taker either. I'm back. Have you spoke about Joe Gomez? Yes, G.I. Jose, we have. I think we opened up by talking about Gomez and his new contract till 2024, which is brilliant news for the club. Brilliant news for him. Such a shame he's injured now, but look, he'll be back soon enough and we're going to get to enjoy him for many, many moons. I'm going for 5-1 tomorrow night, said Paul, which is, you know, I'm having that, mate. I'll take that happily. And where else have we got? 10 million for one match. That's almost enough to buy another Robbo, said Crosby Red. It's crazy, isn't it? Serious money on this game tomorrow. Alpha G said 10 million what? Definitely going to be match fixing going on here, I guarantee you. 10 million would buy the Everton squad, said Anthony Peters. Insigne for AS Empire for the one player that he'd take out in Napoli tomorrow night. It's easy to remove their keeper, we can't go wrong. What time is kickoff tomorrow? It's 8 PM, Damien, UK time. I'm not sure what part of the world you're in, buddy, whether you're in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, America, but it's 8 PM UK time. I really wish Gomez wasn't injured. He's been so good as Virgil lately, said Samuel Lee. Mate, he's been class. He's been absolutely class. He's really upped his level this season and it's been a pleasure to watch him play. What's your midfield for Napoli tomorrow, said Luke Johnston. I've gone back and forth on this one, Luke. Fabinho, Henderson and Keita for me, or Fabinho, Keita and Shaqiri if we're putting somebody up left. If we're going 4-2-3-1, then I'm probably going to change it. If we're going 4-3-3, I'd go with Fabinho, Keita and Fabinho, Henderson and Keita, yeah, if we're going 4-3-3. If we're going 4-2-3-1, then a midfield duo of Keita and Fabinho, and I play Shaqiri up on the left, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. Gerrard should just come out on the pitch for 2-1 up. He could just score a banger and walk off the pitch again. City have been brilliant this season and Liverpool below par. Hardly think Liverpool have been below par, Gareth. I mean, that's the most Everton comment I think you've ever put up on this page, my friend. Liverpool setting a record points total for themselves for the league, ahead of the Manchester City side that you said have been brilliant this season, but yet we've been below par. That's just not true, pal. Look at our defensive record and say that we're below par. We've conceded 6, have 10 clean sheets. No team has scored more than 1 against us in the Premier League this year. We are far from below par. We're just not scoring the type of goals in the abundance that we did last year, but we've improved massively at the other end of the field. So I would take umbrage to your comment that we're below par. We're just different. Why is Mane so inconsistent? It's just the type of player that he is, Ferno. He's a confidence player. He can do amazing things. He can do some silly things, but he's still developing. We're still to see the best of Sadio Mane, so just get behind him. He'll be good. Christopher said, young King, maybe he'll eventually leave, but won't be anytime soon. The only thing Salah is leaving is the Napoli defence in his wake. Love that, Steve. Love that one, pal. And I agree, he's absolutely leaving them in his wake. There's something that I read today that I've never heard of before, and I wanted to see if maybe any of you superstars on here who know a lot more about some of this stuff than me have heard of it before. So the latest study from CIES Football Observatory has seen 3 Liverpool players' values rise by a combined £79 million in 3 months. So just reiterate on that one. So this survey by CIES Football Observatory has seen 3 Liverpool players' values rise by an astonishing £79 million in the past 3 months. So basically this crowd have gone through all the top players in Europe in the past 3 months and they've seen a massive rise in players, and they've listed 10 of them here. So one of them is a player who's mentioned on here quite a lot by you guys, which is Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. So they reckoned his value 3 months ago was about 9.7 million euro, and his value now, which is fucking crazy. 3 months down the line, they're valuing him at 87.9 million euro. So he's gone from 9.7 to 87.9. That's plus 78.2 million euro in 3 months for Sancho. The Liverpool players on the list, in third place on the list is Andy Robertson, which is a massive accomplishment. So they reckon that Andy Robertson was worth about 47.8 million euro 3 months ago, which is a lot more than the fucking 10 or so million we paid for him. So Andy Robertson was valued at 47.8 million. Now his value is just a couple of quid shy of 80 million euro. So that's 80 million euro, which I think is about 65 million pounds, something like that. So he's gone up in value 32 million euro in 3 months. That's how mad football is. Other Liverpool players on the list, in 7th place, Sadio Mane. So his value was 95.7 million euro, and now he's valued at 125.3 million euro. So an increase of just shy of 30 million euro. And number 9 on the list, and the last Liverpool player to make this list, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He was valued before. This is fucking crazy, by the way, this valuation. Trent was valued at 83.4 million euro. So 83.4 million euro, and he's now valued. Trent Alexander-Arnold, what is he, 19, 20 years of age, is now valued at 109.2 million euro. An increase of 25.8 million euro. That is absolutely madness. And number 10 on the list is Kylian Mbappe, who was valued at a meagre 191 million euro and is now valued at 216 million. So there you go. So the CIES Observatory have gone through players' values, and the top 10 increased players in Europe this season. I've gone through a few of them there. It's fucking madness. 3 months and values can go, in Sancho's case, from under 10 million euro to just shy of 90 million in 3 months. Madness. Don't know how many times I've watched your reaction to Origi's goal. Love your passion. I'm going 2-0 tomorrow, said James. Thanks, James. I've gotten a lot of abuse over that reaction from non-Liverpool fans and even some Liverpool fans, but it is what it is, buddy. It was my honest reaction. It's the exact way I'd have reacted if I was sitting there at home with nobody watching. That's just the way I am. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. A lot of people seem to have enjoyed it. It's got quite a lot of views on Twitter, especially. I think it's about 75,000 views, something like that, which is class. I love those views on YouTube. I just hope Gomez isn't one of these young players that always gets injuries, as he's going to be a beast. So calm, said Steve Lyons. Yeah, I mean, a fracture is a fracture, though, to be fair. It's not like a soft tissue injury or a strain or anything. It's a fracture, so can't really judge him on this one. But I get where you're coming from, and I hope he isn't, because he's too fucking good. Hey man, what's your midfield for Napoli tomorrow? I think I've just gone through that one. What's this new tournament, what you were on about earlier on in the stream? It's the Europa League 2, I think, is the working title that they have at the minute. If you're looking to Google it, Christopher, then Google UEFA meet in Dublin, because it was last week or something like that. They were meeting for the draw for, was it the Euro qualifying or something like that? And they were talking about this Europa League 2, so I can't remember the exact details of it. I did go through it on a previous stream, I had it all written down, but it is what it is, mate. Another fucking nonsense European competition. Hey Craig, anyone know how Karius is doing on his loan? Now, we have to stop treating this as a loan. Karius isn't really on a loan. Technically, Karius is on a loan to buy. So, if he hits the targets while he's away, so if he plays a certain amount of games, if they qualify for, I think it's for the Europa League or something like that, then the deal becomes permanent. So it's not really a loan. I would look at this more that Karius isn't coming back and that he'll sign for Besiktas. And I don't know how he's doing, to be honest, Cameron. I don't watch him, mate. Once you leave our club, for me, you're gone. I've seen little bits and pieces of him. I've seen some lovely posts from Besiktas fans staying behind him and backing him, but I've also seen some images of a few mistakes he's made. So the honest answer, buddy, is I don't know, but I don't expect him back at Liverpool. Crosby Red said, legend. It's Alex said, team for tomorrow. He's gone for a 3-5-2. Alisson, Van Dijk, Matip, Lovren, Robbo, Trent, Keita, Fabinho, Firmino, Mane, Salah, formation 3-5-2. I'd be amazed if we went 3-5-2 tomorrow, but I love the formation. I mean, I'm not having a go at you, Alex. I've said before, I'd love to see Liverpool play that because I feel we've got the personnel for it, but I would rather we do it when we have Joel Matip out and that we have Joe Gomez in there to cover that position, because Matip being in it would make me very fucking nervous. Up the Reds, said Sam. Nice and easy one for me to read out. What's happening with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, said Remix Pad. He's still in rehabilitation. We'll probably see him the end of January, February maybe, something like that. He's getting stronger and stronger. He seems to be in good form. There's a few nice videos floating around social media of him giving Trent a whooping in pool, which is great to see. But yeah, him and Bruce are still working their way back to fitness. If Liverpool have been below par, Everton are shite, said the Revenue. Well, I mean, that's a gimme. Coutinho is living his dream by playing for Barca, backing people. He gave us 100% when he walked on the pitch. Yeah, Tom, he didn't really, mate. He made up injuries, pretended he had a sore back. He far from gave 100% for the club. You can say when he went on the pitch, but at the end of the day, he made reasons not to go on the pitch as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't be slating him so much, but I wouldn't be bigging him up either. He did well for us when he was here, but he did engineer his move out in a kind of shitty way. Damien said, I'm from the UK and thanks for telling me the time. Manchester United game. For Liverpool to just kick us and win. Kick ass and win so we can stay top. I'm really hoping we give the Manx a kick and Damien at the weekend. I'm always nervous playing United, whether we're flying, whether we're doing shit. I'm so nervous about that game because it's just a game you just don't want to lose. I mean, it's just no, we can't lose that game. We just can't. And we won't. I'm not letting us lose it. No, we're not losing it. Not a hope. Crosby Red said, Garrett's right. We're below par. We should have beaten Everton by at least 3. Which is, we would have beaten them by none, Crosby Red, if little Jordan Pickford and his little T-Rex arms didn't jump up unnecessarily to try and tap that ball over the bar. So God bless Jordan Pickford. We need a proper song for Andy Robertson. Any suggestions? Said Charlene. I'm about as creative, Charlene, as a fucking wet tissue, so there's no point in asking me for a song. Craig, what's your reply about some rubbish who say La Liga is better than the Premier League? It isn't. Simple, mate. It really isn't better than the Premier League. The Premier League is a much more exciting league. Is it a technically better league? I don't know, perhaps, but players are moving away from it. I mean, look where the real top quality players are in the world at the minute. How many of them are playing in La Liga? Yes, we have the king, we've the biggest of them all, Lionel Messi is there. But apart from that, Ronaldo no longer there. Modric is there, but coming towards the end of his career. Who else is really there? Coutinho is there. Would we call him one of the best in the world? He's not even, getting respected at the club he's at. And then you look at the player, and there's more, by the way. I know I'm forgetting some players that are in the league, but you look around then. Ronaldo, he's in Italy now. Dybala is in Italy. Mbappe, and as much as I don't rate Neymar, some people are going to say him, they're in France. In the Premier League, you've got a long list of players. De Bruyne, Aguero, Salah, Hazard, the fraud. I know people are going to come back at me over that one now. And you've got some of the best goalkeepers in the world in the Premier League as well. David De Gea, Alisson, Brazilian number 2 at Manchester City, Ederson. So I think the Premier League is the better league. I honestly do. I think there's a better calibre of average footballer in the Premier League. I think the standard of the games are better. They're more exciting. For me, I think the Premier League is the best league in the world. That's just my opinion, and I'm sure fans of La Liga will say you're talking out your arse, bald man. So La Liga is the best league in the world. It's just what it is. I like watching German football, by the way. I have to say, I'm a fan of watching German football. I like it. It might not be as exciting as the Premier League, but it's a good, solid league, and there's some really good players in there, and a few of them going under the radar. Craig, can you tell the person who said we're under par, we've conceded the least goals out of any team in Europe's top 5? I know, mate, it's ridiculous to say we're under par. Us as Liverpool fans can perhaps say, we need to find that mix between defensive nous and, attacking flair. We're not quite there yet, but we're definitely not under par. That's just no. Our defence has been fucking brilliant. And many times have we heard the phrase, defence is win your league. And our defence is at the minute the best, as you said, in Europe's top 5 leagues. Concede 6 goals in 16 games, 10 clean sheets. Nobody has scored more than 1 against us in the league. It's brilliant. And we've won 4-0, 3-1, and a couple of other games by a few goals as well. So we're not doing too bad. And we're top of the fucking league as well, which is most important. Craig, can I send you my team in a layout on Twitter and I'll show it on, and will you show it on the stream? I'm not able to show it on the stream, mate. I haven't got, well, I can, I suppose, but it would take a lot of effort for me to go get it off Twitter, bring it back on here and put it up on the stream. But if you want to put it in here, I'll call it out, mate. But I can't go off, check Twitter and come back because I haven't got time to be searching through. No disrespect, Alex. Liverpool have been above par. 7 years ago we were a banter club, now we're a contender for the league. What a transformation. Love Klopp, best manager, better than Pep. For me he is, and the only reason I say that is because I believe Jurgen Klopp is the most suitable manager for Liverpool Football Club, and all I can talk about is what manager I'd like at my club, and for me he's better than Pep. He'd be a better fit for Liverpool than Pep. I love Jurgen Klopp, I love his passion, I love the way he cares for everybody, and Pep does as well. Pep is an excellent manager, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't in any way disrespect the man. He's too good, he doesn't deserve to be disrespected. Nearly 10 times the price, said the Revenue for Sancho. It's mad, isn't it? It's fucking madness that his value could go up that much in 3 months. Are Napoli a fast team, yes or no? I wouldn't say that they're fast. I would say they can attack quickly and they're technically proficient, but I wouldn't say they've got unbelievable pace, but I certainly wouldn't call them slow either. They're very quick in transition, but whether you call that fast or not, I don't know. It's what's fast these days, I suppose. Like I'm struggling to think of one player there that I would say is a real speed merchant, but maybe I've missed somebody out. Likes, baby. Oh, and that as well. Yeah, our likes have been flying up lately, which is brilliant. So thank you to everybody for that. We used to struggle to hit 100 likes on a stream, and now we seem to be hitting it on most streams. So if you guys can, please do take a second, hit that like button. And of course, if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as well. We've passed 5,100 subscribers now, which is fucking brilliant. Tomorrow's aim, I suppose, for the game should be to try and get to 5,250, something like that, and that would be amazing. So don't forget though, 7:30 tomorrow for the watch along. It should be fun. It's going to be emotional, and I'm really looking forward to it. Alex has put a link in there if anybody wants to click on it and to go through his team. I'm afraid if I click it, mate, it might crash OBS, so I don't want to click it. But please, if anybody else does want to have a look at it, the link is there. Click, it works away. I said the link doesn't work, so there you go. Don't at me on this one. Sorry if I'm talking a bit weird tonight, by the way. I have a bit of a sore throat, so I might be swallowing a lot or sounding like I'm a bit more, I don't know, off tone or something, or talking quickly. My throat's really sore. Pep always goes to the rich club. Klopp works out what he can get and grow players. Mo Salah before Klopp was great, but Klopp grew him. Klopp made Liverpool. Pep bought City, or brought City. I think he meant bought, but you're out, bro. To be fair though, to Pep Guardiola, he improves players as well. He's improved Raheem Sterling. He's improved Kevin De Bruyne. He's probably improved Sergio Aguero, although he was class. So, you know, we can't be too disrespectful to Guardiola because he's a very good manager. He might be a checkbook manager, but there has to be managers that works with top players as well. And certain types of managers know how to deal with certain types of players. And sometimes players with big attitudes or big personalities need a certain type of manager. And maybe Guardiola is that type of manager. So, look, I'm quite happy to sit on here and call their owners cheating bastards. I'm quite happy to banter their fans. But I've always tried to be honest in my opinions and not just say things for a reaction or say things that I think you guys want to hear. But let's be fair, Pep is a very good manager and they have an excellent squad. But we have Klopp, and Klopp is better than Pep in my humble opinion. And Manchester City fans will tell me I'm an idiot, but I'll tell them they're idiots as well for going the other way. So horses for courses. I think Klopp's the best manager for Liverpool. Besiktas got a bargain for Karius. I still fully believe he'll be class in a few years, said Connor. I fully disagree with everything Connor's written there. 100%. I don't think he's going to make it at the top level at all. Personally, just my opinion. It's not worth anything, but I'm glad that we have Alisson Becker. Oh my god, am I glad we have Alisson Becker. Will Karius go back to Liverpool next year? Very much doubt it. Very, very much doubt it. There's another link in there from Alex. Hopefully that one works. If you guys want to check out his team for tomorrow. Tom Jones has a song. Look, there you go. He's put one in. I'm not going to sing it because nobody wants to hear me sing. Then the Mail are reporting that Keita will play in the 10 role behind the front three with Miller and Gini. With Milner and Gini holding in midfield tomorrow, said Neil Anthony. Milner and Gini, that'd be sound with me. I'd rather Fabinho in there because I fucking love Fabinho. I know I haven't seen enough of him to really love him enough, but I love those octopus legs. I love the way he just swarms around players, takes the ball and steps forward. But if I had to pick one of Keita or Fabinho to play, then I'd want Naby Keita to play because he can break lines, he can play in between the lines, he can pick a pass, he can burst forward, he can have a shot. There's nothing that man can't do because he's absolutely brilliant. And he's on the back of this very shirt that I have on here. Karius will do a job for somebody, just not for Liverpool. Like Coutinho, we've moved on, said Anthony. We certainly have moved on, mate. Just Google Besiktas, they're currently 4th in the league, said AS Empire. That's actually quite a competitive league, the Turkish league. You've got Istanbul Başakşehir, I think is how they're pronounced. Besiktas, Galatasaray, of course, as well. And who's the other big team over there in Turkey? Fenerbahce. Yeah, so there's 4 big clubs there in Turkey all battling for the league title. So it is competitive in Turkey. But you know what? Turkish fans fucking love their football. They are fanatical. And that arena, that Besiktas arena, is beautiful and very, very loud. Wasn't it Timo Werner who had to leave the field even though he had earplugs in because it was too loud for him over in Besiktas, which is crazy. Charlene said, I hope the boys have a brilliant game tomorrow night. I'm feeling confident. Gutted I can't watch it, but you know that I'll keep my eye on the result if I'm not well enough to come on the stream. Why can't you watch it, Charlene? Are you out tomorrow or something? Apologies, I don't want to intrude on your personal business, by the way. Sorry. If you don't want to answer, by all means, don't. Matip is rumoured to be heading out in January. If Gomez is fully recovered, that may be the case, but I have my doubts. It would be strange, John, wouldn't it, to let him go in January? Even if we brought somebody else in, it would just be a strange time to do it. You'd make more sense to see the season out and then move him on. Are you ready to go toe to toe with Gark, Craig? Yes, but I mean, why would I don't really understand the toe to toe part. It's me going on to give my opinion on why I think Liverpool are going to win the game. It's pretty straightforward. Thankfully, I'm not even going to be looking at the stream, so I'm not going to see the abuse that I'm going to be getting in the chat. So, and not from Mark, I mean in his chat, in the comments. So I don't really care. They can all go and fuck themselves. I'll be respectful. I'll give my honest opinion. I'll be as I won't say helpful, because that's not the phrase I'm looking for. I'll be as articulate as I can be in describing how I feel the game's going to go. I'll give my honest opinion. I won't be on there to cause trouble or to try and wind people up, because that's not who I am. But I'll speak frankly, openly and honestly. And if people tell me to get fucked, they tell me to get fucked. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm there representing this channel, and this is who I care about. I appreciate the offer to go on. I should be doing more stuff with other channels, not just with the United Stand, but with any other channel. I should be reaching out. I should be, except DT, as I said, he can go fuck himself. I mean, there's no coming back for me with that lad. I've never even spoke to him, and I really dislike him. I've actually spoken to a few people about Mark Goldridge in the past week. A few people that know him off stream, or that have spoken to him quite a bit, and they all have very nice things to say about him. So if I'm wrong, if Mark Goldridge is a nice guy, then I have to put my hands up and say he is or he isn't. You know, I have to be honest. I can't just invent hatred, and I can't just invent banter I've told them in messages, I've said, look, I've called you out on certain things. I've said that I don't agree with a lot of the stuff you've said or done. And I've always going to be honest with somebody, because I'm not going to spit in the guy's face. I'm not going to be a two-faced fucker when it comes to a conversation with him. He said tomorrow will be a chat about the game on a purely professional level, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on there, give my opinion, listen to his, and we'll see where we go from there. And hopefully he comes onto our show after the game. Fingers crossed he's not coming on to gloat. Fingers crossed Liverpool win, and we can bring him on. And I expect, and he will be treated with the same respect on here, the same way I treat anybody that comes on. I'd never ambush anyone that comes onto this channel, because that's the reputation of the channel ruined. As much as we're banter and we're fun, you guys know I'm constantly going on about respect. So anyone that comes on here, whether it be Mark Goldbridge, whether that be somebody from Toffee TV, West Ham, whoever it might be, they'll always get my 100% respect, because, you know, they're giving up their time at the end of the day to come on and talk and help you out. So yeah, I hope that's answered your question, mate. I hope that's answered your question. And I can't say yet 100% if Thursday's going ahead. I believe it is, but anything can happen. Something could change for the United stand or anything like that. So look, we'll see what happens, but it is what it is. I ain't going to be studying or doing any work for it. I'll be going on and just sharing my opinion like I do on here. I'd play Millie tomorrow just for the fact he takes a cool penalty under pressure, said Steve. Yeah, he does take a fucking cool penalty. How sweet is it to have somebody like we used to have with Steven Gerrard, that you feel confident when he steps up to take a penalty. Now I know he missed one against Southampton, and that fucker was kicking up the penalty spot and stuff. I'm still angry over that, actually. I still don't know how the ref let him away with that one. Fraser Foster, the big lanky prick. I'll never forgive him for that. What else have we got? He ain't done himself any harm in the last couple of games, has he? Anfield agenda. Are we talking about Joe Matip here or Raptor? Sorry, mate. I don't know who we're talking about. The conversation's moved along so much, I'm not sure. What's your favourite TV series, Craig? Only Fools and Horses. Obviously, it has to be Only Fools and Horses. Some favourites of mine: Only Fools and Horses, The Wire, Entourage, The Newsroom. What else has been good television over the years? God, I could go on and on and on. I'm just trying to pick out the best ones here. The West Wing was amazing as well. I love The League. I'm not sure too many people would have heard of that, but I love that. It's an American comedy show about a fantasy football league. And Faulty Towers, that's another one. So you asked for one, I think I gave you 7 or 8, sorry. But the answer is Only Fools and Horses. That's definitely number 1. Cereal at 11:25. Now there's a conversation. Somebody said they're going to get cereal. I'm certainly somebody who likes a bit of cereal at night time. I agree. You go and have your cereal, mate. A lot of people are anti-cereal at night time. I'm very pro cereal at night. See, I don't eat in the morning, or I don't eat when I get up, so I do all of my eating within a 4 or 5 hour period, which is probably wrong, but it is what it is. Connor said cereal at night is class. There you go. Connor's agreeing. Right guys, it's there's 20 minutes left or so on tonight's stream, so just one more time I'm going to, where the fuck is it, if I can get my mouse to work here, I'm going to put the Ko-fi link into the chat, so if anybody wants to help out. Shit, wrong one. I guess, oh there it is, yeah, cool. Ko-fi link has gone into the chat, so if anybody wants to help us out there, but don't worry about it, I know things are tight coming up to Christmas, but we've been honest, we said we're trying to fund that Canon camera to make kick-ass content, because we've got so many fucking plans. But yeah, it's in there anyway, and thank you to everyone that's helped out so far, very much appreciated. I find it funny how we're conceding so bad away in the Champions League, but in the league it's a different story, said Tony. We're shocking. I mean, the fact that we've lost 3 away games in the Champions League does not sit well with me, and I'm sure with many Liverpool fans around the world. It's weird. It shouldn't be happening. We're too good to have lost 3 games in a row. I find it funny, I've already read that one. Craig, that's because Klopp gets everything about our club. Don't forget we also gained +6 on goal difference on Manchester City over the weekend. That's class, isn't it? We scored 4, they conceded 2, 6 goal swing, fucking brilliant. Cereal any time of the day or night is brilliant, says Raptor. I fully agree. But what is the cereal? I mean, that's very important here. We're not talking porridge or anything, are we? When you're talking Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Clusters or something of that ilk, then I'm with you. The Vuccarigi cereal. Do you think that the FA, I'll try to belittle the number of UK players down to 12, or do you think Brexit will affect the quality of the Premier League? There was something, your name is AMR, I'm saying Amir, but if I'm wrong, I apologise. There was something about the Premier League trying to whittle down the number of non-UK players down to, God, I don't want to say a number because I'd be wrong, but there was something recently in the headlines about it, so a little Google search will probably give us the answer on this one. Do I think Brexit will have an effect on the quality of the Premier League? It depends. I would imagine some players coming in will want their wages to be paid in euros, which I don't know if that's possible or not, because, you know, if you're outside of the EU, maybe they'll want it in pounds. I suppose it'll depend on the value of the pound sterling. I'm not very qualified to talk about this one, but I would imagine it would have to have some kind of an effect. What that is, I don't know yet, because let's be honest, none of us have a fucking clue what's going on with Brexit at this moment in time. Jose Callejon is really fast, said it's Alex. Alan, that dude is really strong. Craig, do you not think we should go all out with the FA Cup against Wolves away? It's still a trophy. Absolutely. I wouldn't disrespect the FA Cup at all, Tony. I would expect Klopp to put a team out that he thinks can win that game. The League Cup, I was open and I said I couldn't give a fuck about it. But the FA Cup, mate, yes, I think we should treat it seriously. Hey Red said, Dylan, how are you, Dylan? Great to have you in. English media before the derby, Pickford is the next David De Gea and the next Manuel Neuer. After the derby, someone tell Southgate, foot blast, never coming near Everton. We'll get relegated for sure with his little T-Rex arms. I think the new Southampton manager reminds me of Klopp. I don't know why he seems so nice, and there's a way that he answers questions. Wasn't he called the Klopp of the Alps or something along those lines? I think I heard that somewhere in Sky News or something. So it's Alex is going for a 3-5-2. Alisson, Van Dijk, Lovren, Matip, Robbo, Trent, Fabinho, Keita, Firmino, Salah and Mane. Do you like it? 3-5-2. Yes, it's pretty much. I'm just trying to read again just to make sure. I think it's pretty much the team I went for, mate, just in a different formation. Yeah, that's. Well, no, I had Henderson in. Sorry, I'm just going through it again just to make sure I have it right here. Yeah, no, that's a pretty strong team. I have no problems with that. The Raptor said both Pep and Mourinho are checkbookers, but Pep is by far the better of the two, both as a manager and to listen to. I wonder is Mourinho, it's too easy to say he's past it, isn't it? And it is disrespectful to say that, but at the same time he hasn't, I don't know. I don't even like talking about Mourinho because I get worked up and his face annoys me, but is he past it? I don't know, it's a question I'll probably ask Mark on Thursday and see what their opinion of it is, because they get to watch United every week. I don't watch the fuckers. If we win the double with Jurgen, what's the bet his face will go on that legendary flag with Shanks, Paisley and Rafa? It has to. It has to. If you win the Premier League and the Champions League, it has to go on it, without a shadow of a doubt. I love Becker even more. His first name is Alisson, such a girl's name, but I fucking love it. Love you, Alisson, said Tony. Who couldn't love that beautiful Brazilian bearded Adonis that's in goal for us? I mean, very few goalkeepers can pull off pink as magnificently as Alisson can pull it off. Cornflakes are the best cereal? Fuck off, Ferno. That's ridiculous. That's up there with Garrett saying Liverpool are faltering this season. Cornflakes are the best cereal. Come on, pal. Cornflakes are the fuck you cereal when there's nothing else left. I mean, if you buy that 8-pack of the mixed mini cereals, Cornflakes is defo the one that's left at the end. Cornflakes are the Jimmy Milner of cereals, says the Raptor. Becker's hands are fucking massive, even for a goalkeeper. He can play a mean guitar as well, and he can even sing a song. Did you guys see, there's a couple of videos doing the rounds on YouTube, maybe somebody can explain this to me, of Liverpool players travelling to away games, and they're playing this game where they flick each other's ears. Have you seen this? I don't know what the fuck it is, but I want to have a go at it. Maybe me and Connor should have a go at this. We should sit there and just flick each other's ears on camera and see who gives up first. I fancy a good ear flicking competition. But does anybody know what that's about? When I seen the video, I was intrigued to know what the fuck it's about. Craig, are you satisfied with the owner's transfer policy, and do you feel Liverpool became attractive to big players, or are trophies important to bring in good players? Couple of questions in there, isn't there? Am I happy with the owner's transfer policy? 100% yes. I think with FSG, and this is just my opinion, it could be complete nonsense. When they came in, they put their trust in the wrong people. I think they had their hands burned a little bit by the people that were at the club when they came in, and the transfers that they paid out weren't really bringing in any returns. The Andy Carrolls, players like that weren't doing as good as they'd hoped for. But I believe fully that when they brought in Jurgen Klopp, that was their dream manager, and they were always going to back him. And they knew that Klopp wasn't going to be a manager who was just going to say, oh, sign him, him and him for the sake of it. He'd only sign players that he feels that he can improve, that would improve the squad, and that are right for the group. And I think he also looks to the long term with regards to his transfers, and wants to bring in players that will improve the squad, and players, younger players that will develop within the squad. So one thing you get when you bring in Jurgen Klopp is a manager who's setting you up for the long term. He's not just coming in to win 2 or 3 trophies and fuck off. He said that he wants to leave Liverpool in a stronger position when he leaves than when he arrived, and he's going to do that. Whatever happens now, he's going to do that. So yes, I'm happy with their transfer policy. I believe that they give as much money as they can to the manager. Wages isn't something that I can really comment on. I think they've been very clever about that, and I think they've been clever in the way Michael Edwards has gone about some of the transfers. The Naby Keita one, to steal him from under the noses of Barcelona and Bayern Munich, was brilliant. So yeah, very happy with that one. Are we attractive to big players? It depends what they want. Some players want money. There's nothing wrong with that. Some players are motivated by big wages. That's sound. Whatever works for them. But that's not the type of player I think Jurgen Klopp wants at the club. He wants hungry players. I mean, every player that's at the top of his game deserves to make a very good living. But he wants players that are going to come in and improve himself. And we seem to be bringing footballers in on very incentivised contracts. So when they come in, they score goals or they do well, they get their bonuses and their wages go up. But once they've done that for a year or so, then they get the bigger contracts. They get the contracts that they've earned, like Mo Salah has, Sadio Mane has, Firmino has, Joe Gomez has. They'll get them improved deals. They'll get paid, I won't say at the very top level of world football, because I don't know if we can afford that. I don't think we'll see a day anytime soon where Liverpool are paying 350, 400 grand a week. I mean, we're never paying that for like what United are giving Alexis Sanchez. Liverpool are never paying that. Well, I say never, anytime soon. Who knows where football will be in 10 years. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Are we an attractive proposition? I would say yes. With Jurgen Klopp here, 100% yes. Champions League final last year, challenging for the Premier League this year. We're going in the right direction, and we've got some players at the club who would entice other players to come. We play a style of football that I believe players would enjoy playing. We play in front of a crowd who, I mean, who the fuck wouldn't want to come and play at Anfield? So for all those reasons, mate, yeah, I'm happy with everything you've said there. Who needs Pierce when we can ask Matt TK not to pass? I played Goldbridge. Oh, sorry, I was wondering who the fuck that was. I didn't know what you were talking about there, mate. Sorry. And apologies to anyone who was wondering why I was stuttering through that conversation. Where else we got? I'm getting treatment for my physical and mental health. Things are going good though. Oh, I knew that, Charlene. Sorry, I just didn't know that you were missing the game tomorrow. So look, I hope your treatment continues to go well, both physically and your mental health treatment, mate. I'm so happy to hear that things are going good. Long may that continue. Craig, what player would you take from the Premier League apart from City players? I would take Felipe Anderson from West Ham. He's having a very good season. Who would I take? I would take Christian Eriksen from Spurs. I think he's an excellent footballer. I would take Harry Kane as well, if I'm being honest. He wouldn't be the most suitable for our style, but fuck me, he knows how to score. You said no City players, right? So who else have we got? Arsenal. I said already no. I wouldn't take Aubameyang for the reasons of his age, not because of his quality, because he is quality. Who else? There's not many more, if I'm being honest. I'm kind of happy with our defence, happy with our midfield. Yeah, I'd say probably the answers I've given you are probably it. So if I could have one, I would say I'd take Christian Eriksen, because I think he would fit in a tree at Liverpool. Have you seen the new Liverpool ad on Paddy Power that we're top of the league, and in his head he's singing LA, LA, LA? I haven't, no. I haven't seen that one. Actually, we were contracted by a betting company yesterday by email that wanted to do some work with us in regards to playing an ad or something. I don't know. I emailed them back, but I don't even know what they were asking about. They were asking us for quotes for something or another, and I don't fucking know. I'm not that far along when it comes to money, so I just said, what is it you guys want? Let us know. We play an ad? I don't know. How much is it worth? That's pretty much where I was going with the conversation. I'm not that smooth, suave business tycoon that some might be in that situation. I'm so naive in those type of things. I'm just like, you want to give us money? How much money you want to give? And then me tell you if me say yes or me say no. I'm pretty simplistic like that. He said he didn't ask Redmen because they refused to work the United stands. Sounds like snobbery a little. He said, yeah, well, that's not... It was a little bit different. I got a similar answer from him, but a little bit different. But he knows one thing that anybody will know when they bring me on to any show is that they're going to get an honest fucking answer. I don't give two fucks what the club think of what I say. I love Liverpool Football Club with all my heart, but I will never pander to the football club. I will say what I feel. If that's something that the club don't appreciate, I'm sorry. I'm never going to be intentionally harsh, but I'm not going to fucking hold my tongue. I'm not going to lick the club's arse. I've no fucking interest in ever interviewing players, managers, because it's not my thing. I'm a fan. That's all I'm ever going to be. So you'll get the truth out of me. And maybe others have lines that they can't cross. I don't know. I won't speak on behalf of anybody else. Where else we go? Hope we sign Everton from Gremio, just so we can score against Everton. I was wondering where the fuck you were going with that one. Steel Game and Rabsy Nesbitt. Rabsy Nesbitt was a belter of a show. Absolutely belter of a show. Have we ever actually signed an Everton player? Seems to be ages. I'm sure we have. I know players have gone through. Who's gone through the two clubs? Beardsley. Do you remember the cover where Ian Rush was his shoot or match? The April Fool's joke where he was in an Everton shirt. That was hilarious. Barnby went between the two clubs as well. Abel Xavier went between the two clubs, and they're just the ones I can think of recently. Abla, wasn't Gary Abla went between the two clubs as well? The Rev and I, talk to you soon, buddy. I will chat to you tomorrow, 7:30. We'll be on for the honey nut shredded wheat with ice cold milk. I'm feeling that. I mean, I do like a bit of honey nut. A bit of shredded wheat isn't too bad. A bit of fibre in your diet, nothing wrong with it. As a Geordie, I can just about follow the lingo, Charlene, said Steve Lyons. Frosties after a night out is perfect. I do like Frosties, but I prefer Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Do you know what though? This will show you how non-snobby I am. Lidl make some of the nicest fucking cereals I've ever eaten in my life. They have a honey nut clusters one with little chocolate swirls in it. Oh, it's fucking good. It's really fucking good. Have you voted for Klopp for manager of November yet, Craig? Yes, I have. It's Alex. Pleasure, mate. Talk to you soon. Brexit is the Hotel California you can check into, but you can never leave. Right, guys, for those of you that are heading off, and I'm going to head off in a minute as well, don't forget, before you head off, please do hit the like button on the stream. It only takes 1 second, and it means a lot to us. And also, guys, if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please do that as well. Allison's the only guy I've ever looked at in pink and tall. Yeah, he's cool, you're killing it. Don't flick your wife's ear, Craig, you'll get a smack. I will get more than a smack, mate. My wife, no joking, she would kick my fucking ass. She's a tough little bitch. Cookie Crisp is the best cereal. No, I'm not having it, Charlene. I'm not having it. That's crossing the line into, is it really a cereal or not? That's debatable for me. Think that we only paid $3.5 million for Joe Gomez is madness, said Scouts Kieran. It is, isn't it? $3.5 million to Charlton for Joe Gomez. What a bargain. Paul Murphy said, "Hey Craig, heard you talk about your personal problems last night. Sorry to hear. Remember, you'll never walk alone." Thank you, mate. That means a lot. And like I said, I'll always come on here and give you my honest opinion on football, but I can't come on and say to people, I'm an advocate for mental health, I'm an advocate for autism awareness, and then not speak up if I'm struggling or I'm going through stuff in life, because it's, you know, it's only fair. I'm an open book, so thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Okay, what else we got? Cookie Crisp went bland over the years. There you go. Shreddies with warm milk. I'm having that. I mean, I'm that old school as well. I don't mind Weetabix, sugar and hot milk. I mean, that's acceptable. Will we get a notification when you go on the United stand, Craig? Will it be on here? No, it won't be on here. It'll be on their channel. But I'll be on here that night when I'm finished. I think their show was 8 o'clock, so we'll still be on here at 10 o'clock anyway. Guys, look, gonna leave it there for the night. Big game tomorrow. Massive, massive game for the Reds against Napoli. I hope you can join us for the watch along from 7:30. Connor will schedule the stream, so you'll be able to go into the chat early and get built up for the game, because it's got to be fucking massive. I cannot wait for this one. As always, an absolute pleasure. It's been a troll-free night, as Colin has said. It really has. It's one of the first ones we've ever had. So thank you to everybody that came into the chat tonight. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you to all the superstars who are here all the time. I will chat to you all tomorrow. Look after yourselves, love your families, and up the motherfucking Reds.